Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Born in China. This is a DisneyNature documentary, not a National Geographic one for a change. But this is what DisneyNature does. They go to a different part of the world every year or so, at least, and they take a crew and they observe the nature, the landscapes, and of course the creatures that inhabit these far-off destinations, away from the people and the politics and the culture of humanity that exists in any of these nations or continents or anything else. And in this one, of course, we visit China, and what better representation of China than the panda is strongly featured in this. And we get it basically, of course, it's born in China. So what do you think? It has to do with baby animals being born. It's adorable. We get to see a snow leopard, a panda. We get to see cranes. We get to see snub-nosed golden monkeys. Yeah, it's you get to see the family life. Now, understand, this is narrated, and they're kind of, yes, they have their family and their own culture, and the way they deal with each other are all very much, they seem very familiar to us. And this is narrated in a way and edited in a way and shot in a way that gives them the ability to tell us a story, to create empathy for these creatures. A lot of this, I am sure, giving them names that, of course, they're just names the writers, the people who put this together, gave them. It's not like they're actual names. It's not like you just went up to them and said, "Hey, May, or whatever, how you doing?" They wouldn't respond to that because, again, they're a panda in China. So yeah, in order to make this interesting, obviously also, and to make it less documentary-like, it's to construct this in a way that makes the creatures, makes us have empathy for these creatures, by giving them names and storylines and interactions that we can feel familiar with. The caring love of a parent to a child, and the child wanting to go out on its own and explore, and sometimes having struggles with parents, and then hanging out with his friends. It's all constructed. Yes, we know this. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. And again, it just makes it more interesting, and that's all right. That's all right, as long as they're not making the animals talk with the men digitally moving the mouths. We're good with that. That moves away from documentary and into Beverly Hills Chihuahua. We don't want that. So in this, it's narrated, for at least the U.S. version, the English version, John Krasinski. Yeah, Jim Halpert from The Office. He's going to be that no matter what he does, no matter how much he directs, how many other characters he plays. He's going to be Jim Halpert, and that's all right. It's all right. So yeah, John Krasinski narrates this, and he has a sense of humor. I think it's structured to his tone and everything else, so it works out really well. He does some voices too every once in a while, and you're almost like, wait, that's John? And then you're like, yeah. You think about it a little bit, yeah, it's John. So yeah, we get to follow parents who just happen to give birth to cubs and pups and whatever the small little other babies versions of other animals are. And we get to see them interact, conflict. We get to see that, no matter how much they do their best to make this seem like, oh, these creatures are just like us. They have loving families. They have struggles within families. There's one thing that's very different. There is not a risk from day to day, for the most part, at least in America, I'm hoping, that your children aren't gonna be eaten. I'm hoping you are not in that situation. That you have Disney Plus, or you have access to YouTube, and you're watching this video, and yet you're like, I don't know if I'm in a situation in my life where my kids might not get eaten today or not. I don't know. No, I think that should be a priority. Lock that down first, then spend your time on YouTube watching videos by me. Okay? I'm really far down the list. Yeah, Disney Plus is really far down on the list compared to, you know what, I feel confident that my children aren't going to get eaten today. Or that I have to kill in order to feed my children today. And that's all very real. There are some little ones without names, I should be clear, ones without names that do not survive this. So it can be a little upsetting, but again, we don't get to know their name. If a character gets a name, they're safe. I'm just telling you this as an adult. If you let children watch this, they're going to be amused. Oh my God, they're going to be so many adorable little animals. If you want to see lots of extended close-up footage of the inside of a baby panda's mouth that is the pinkest pink you'll ever see, this is the thing you want to watch. Seriously, it's adorable. And honestly, even when they're not focusing like close up on animals, like you have like how in the world did they get so close? Well, a lot of the cameras are set up ahead of time. There's not some guy behind a lens that's cost more than your car, just focusing in like a couple yards away or a couple feet away from a panda or a snow leopard taking footage. No, they figure out where they're nesting. They figure out where they live. They mount a camera somewhere that's kind of fairly decently camouflaged sometimes. And then they go away. So, yeah, hold on. I'm getting spam. I'm getting a spam call while I'm making this. So, yeah. Sorry. Broke my train of thought. What was I talking about? Pandas? Pandas, yeah. When they're not focusing on close up on animals, you get to see some astounding shots of the land, the mountains, the skies, the wide open fields, just so much beauty in all of this. I don't know if anybody uses screensavers anymore, but this is the kind of stuff you'd have up in your screensaver, or like a desktop background, or maybe it's something you watch on YouTube where it's just set to lo-fi beats and you just have nature just on the screen. Just help you chill out and focus on your work. Sometimes I have that, but it's usually Tokyo, busy street in Tokyo. But for some people, they might want to watch the wilderness of China, and that is absolutely cool. This is the kind of thing where I just want to kind of screen grab as much of this as possible and make it into a slideshow. This is the kind of thing. This came out in what, 2016? 2016. This thing is old. It's a couple years old, but the quality on this, I swear, if you have a 4K television, at least throw this on there and make sure whatever it's being shown in the best quality you can get on your television. And it looked great on my pretty decent computer monitors, but holy cow, on a 4K television, the detail that you're going to see between the land and the creatures and everything else, it's astounding. This runs, by the way, an hour and 21 minutes. And I'm going to tell you, it ends with about 10 minutes to go. And most of that 10 minutes is one of my favorite things about the DisneyNature documentaries. And it is when they turn the cameras on the people behind the cameras. You get to see what the crew looks like and see what is involved in their setups and how they get the shots, and you get to see what they're like. And there's one guy who's in charge of shooting a time lapse of this valley, and he's just waiting for the skies to look perfectly fine. He's like, and they keep coming back to him. He's like, you know what? It doesn't look great right now, but I'll tell you, in a half an hour, the weather's going to completely change, and we might get something good. Come back a little bit later. Okay, it's hailing now, and we're not really ready yet. We'll come back in another half an hour, and it'll be completely different, I'm sure. Comes back, and it's changed again, and it changed again, and eventually you do get to see the shots he got, and holy cow, they're just they're amazing. They are absolutely, it's some astounding stuff. Even if you have no interest in like just sitting down and really taking this in about the world of China and its animals and creatures, growing up, or hearing John Krasinski joke around about it. Honestly, just putting this on the background, turn it on mute if you wanted to. It will draw you in. It is that beautiful. I just never thought I'd get that close to any of these creatures. Most people have not and would not, probably should not, especially the snow leopard. They might be hungry enough to feed you their pups, so yeah. Cubs, yep, sorry. Cubs, snow leopard, cat, yeah. But yeah, I'd say it's definitely worth checking out if you love cute animals. And yes, the kids can watch this. There's a lot of documentaries that are kind of bloody and kind of rough to watch. This is not one of them. Yes, there is a few upsetting moments here and there, but they stay away from the really bloody stuff. And honestly, this is a testament to the editing. The editing makes this. It is the skill of the editors to craft a story, to craft a conflict, to create drama when it comes to snub-nosed golden monkeys and their family relations and their Lost Boys friends. Yes, there's a group of monkeys they named the Lost Boys in this. Create a narrative. It's a storyline for one of the monkeys that we're following. He's rebelling. He's hanging out with the Lost Boys, as monkeys do. And yeah, these kind of things, yes, do happen. We get to understanding of how their lives, may go. But this is not like super analytical. It's educational, but it's not like, oh my gosh, is there going to be a test after this? It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be just stir the imagination as to, man, it's a pretty amazing world that would exist even if we were not here. None of us. None of this. No Princess Leia or Weird Al Yankovic or Flash Gordon or me or YouTube or anything. It's these creatures would still exist and probably flourish more if we weren't here. Go figure. Anyway, born in China, and we have a few more. I think we have at least one more born in that is going to be coming up at some point whenever this gets selected. Speaking of which, let's pick tomorrow's episode.
384.
384. This is... Turn off your alarm. Can you hear the alarm? So much honking. It's 384, right? Ah, jeez. 384. So much honking. I can never tell if any of my background noises ever gets blocked out or not. But, oh well. That's what you get with people with really sensitive car alarms. All right. Again, I said this before. I said this in the last few. I just double-checked last night. There is at least twice as many documentaries currently on Disney Plus that we haven't watched yet than there are movies that we haven't watched yet. Yeah. So we got another one. This one's also about nature. This one might be a little bit bloodier. This is called Secret Life of Predators. At least I'm hoping this has to do with actual four-legged animals. Yeah. Anyway, Secret Life of Predators is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye. Okay, well, one more thing that must have been removed from Disney Plus in the Great Purge of 2023. This is a National Geographic thing. It even shows, by the way, watch what happens here. It even gives a selector here, a pre-selection thing. Secret Life of Predators was on Disney Plus at one time, so I'm not going crazy. But when you select it, You just get these things, and none of them are The Secret Life of Predators. So, we're not getting a documentary this time around. We might get a documentary this next time around when we pick another number.
79.
79. Do you hear that horn? Oh, I just want a lotte. 79. Come on. Overshot it there. Yes, it's another... It's not a documentary. It's a reality show, unfortunately. Because I don't like reality shows. But hey, maybe I might like this one. I do like architecture. I don't know if this will make a difference, but it's... This is celebrity house hunting. Just something about that already rubs me wrong. Celebrity house hunting is actually what we will be watching next. We'll watch one episode, probably at most. I can't imagine I'm going to be drawn into this. But we'll see. I could very well be wrong and discover my new favorite show of all time. Celebrity house hunting next on the Disney Plus Celebrity Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.